Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back with you with another new part of What If Izuku Can Summon Heroic Spirits. This is part 14. In the last part, we went over that of the cavalry battle, as Izuku allowed Odysseus to use his noble phantasm, being the Trojan horse. And let's just say, Izuku and his team basically won with a landslide. I mean, nobody's quirk could actually pierce through that of the, Trojan horse. Not only that, even if they did, they wouldn't be able to hurt Izuku and his team, given that, Odysseus's cockpit was in his own reality marble, after all. However, even though Izuku won, it caused quite a bit of a stir, with Bakugo declaring more and more anger towards Izuku. And not only that, Shoto breaking his own self-vowing promise, such as not using his flames. With then soon, he confronts Izuku, asking him if he was a byproduct of a quirk marriage, just like him. With Shoto soon telling Izuku his backstory about why he was born. That he was born to surpass All Might, but caused a lot of pain. Due to the hatred for his father Endeavor, he refuses to use his flames, and only uses his mother's quirk, the same mother who poured boiling water on his face. When hearing this, Kotaro basically couldn't stand Shoto basically sanctifying his own mother for what she done to him, basically hurting him, even threatening to kill him, until Izuku stopped him with a command seal. However, with that, Izuku still plans on giving it his all in the sports festival, and hopes that Shoto does the same. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Currently, right now, everybody is at the cafeteria, where they're now having lunch before the beginning of the announcement for the third and final event of the first year's sports festival, with Ochako, Ida, Suyu, Momo, Jiro, and also that of began eating their lunch. With then soon, Izuku now arrives at the table as well. With then Ochako saying, "Hey, Deku, what happened to you?" With then Izuku saying, "Oh, right, Todoroki asked me a couple of questions, so he put me on the side for a little bit." With Ida saying, "I see. What was it that he wanted to talk about? Was it about how you were able to, that you were able to shrug off each and every one of our attacks during the cavalry battle?" With then hearing this, everybody soon, began to hear the conversation and wanted Izuku's, reply onto that of Ida's question. With then Izuku saying, about that, it was for something a little bit else, but nothing to worry about. With then soon Momo speaking up, saying, "That's what I like to know as well. We've seen that you have done some crazy things before, Midoriya, especially since you've given all of your sentient quirks that have names themselves, especially names after that of legendary heroes from history. But the one that you used for the cavalry battle, the hero of Troy, Odysseus, I have to say, the legend you used for him was quite admirable. But also, what kind of money did you have to make a support device that massive and that powerful?" With then Izuku's eyes widening, saying, "Wait, Momo believes it was a support device?" With then soon Ochako saying, "Wait, what? Yayumo, it wasn't a support device, it was..." With then Izuku basically covering Ochako's mouth, saying, "Yeah, it was definitely a support device. Since my mother's company basically supports tons of support companies, being that of support devices, even for heroes, they developed something for one of my sentient quirks, based off based off the hero Troy, actually. So, yeah, You really got off the bat there, Yaoyorozu. With then hearing this, Ochako was quite confused about this. With then soon Kyoka speaking up saying, geez, and if anything, I believe you're the one who's going to be winning this all the way, Midoriya. Not only you beat us in the obstacle course race, but you won by a freaking landslide during that of the cavalry battle. Heck, I even saw that you were able to even beat that of, Todoroki by tricking him to believing that you guys got the 10 million headband. Honestly, stuff like that is quite something. With then Izuku saying, yeah, I guess so. It was just a spare of the moment. And with then, he remembers, also had a little bit of help from that of Sheba as well. Given that she was able to look into a possible future of me winning. The highest opportunity of me winning was take a headband and switch it out with the 10 million one. And still keep the 10 million one entirely. With Izuku internally thanking Sheba for the plan and not being able to think of a plan like that for himself after all. As Izuku was about to finish explaining, he was also about to go and get something to eat. However, then showing up in front of him as it being that of Sigurd and also that of Scott Hatch, as they have already gotten lunch for Izuku. With then Sigurd saying, while you were talking to them, we made sure to get some things for you, Izuku. You're gonna need your strength before the final event. With then Sky saying, exactly. A warrior needs his strength if he wants to continue moving forward. And also, you used Odysseus' noble phantasm. How many prana points do you have left? With then Izuku looking deep into his mono levels for his magic circuits, saying, still got at least a little bit left, but if I plan on using you guys more, especially your noble phantasm and our trump card, then possibly soon Scott has saying, say no more. Once they announce the finals for the third event, you need to get some rest. With then soon Sigurd saying, I couldn't agree more. You need to be at 100% for the next event after all, since it is the most important event here in the sports festival. With then Ochako saying, right, it definitely is. It's the one-on-one fight, the one event that almost everybody is always excited for. Let's give it everything we got, Deku. With then Izuku blushing, saying, yeah, totally. With Izuku feeling quite nervous, as Sky Hatch couldn't help but have that of a look of annoyance while still having a smile on her face. With then sitting right next to Izuku and being pretty close to her master/student. With Sigurd seeing this, as part of him couldn't help but look at this with some kind of intrigue, but also couldn't help but feel bad for his master/little brother figure as well. With Izuku feeling quite nervous at the same time. As time now goes on, it's now time for the announcement for the final event of the sports festival. However, as soon as they were about to announce it, many of the girls from Class 1A just shows up, and that's in UA cheerleader outfits. With then Izuku couldn't help but blush at all of this. However, a few of the guys couldn't help but blush, but also somewhat like what they're seeing as well. With then soon, Vlad King in the booth couldn't help but laugh at the situation, mostly at that of, Aizawa's expense. With then President Mike saying, hey, Aizawa, what's the reason for them basically showing up in cheerleading uniforms? With then soon, Aizawa having that of a twitchy eye, saying, don't ask me. I have no idea reason why, but I can make a few assumptions on why they're in those uniforms. And to be honest, I might need to give him at least 2 days of detention for it after this event, after the sports festival is over. And speaking of that certain person, as being Mineta and Kaminari, as they trick the girls to wear nets of cheerleader outfits, with Momo and Jiro basically pissed at the fact that they're wearing them at all. However, Mina, Toru didn't really feel that bad after all, and basically just goes with it. As for Ochako, she's embarrassed, but she doesn't mind all too much as well. Suyu, on the other hand, she doesn't care that much either. Soon, as they were about to announce the placements for the one-on-one battles, however, soon both Ojiro and Class 1B's Shota couldn't help but drop out of the sports festival, given that they don't remember what happened to them, with Izuku and the others wanting to convince them not to. But if they didn't make it to get into this event all by themselves, or with their own hard work and effort, then they had no right to be there. Hearing all that, Midnight feels disappointed that they were dropping out. However, she couldn't help admire their determination, which also arouses her at the same time as well, which gives everybody that deadpan stares. With that, they soon see those who also got higher points during that of the category battle. First up would be that of Kendo's team, with her teammates that of Setsuna and also Reiko. However, feeling like they didn't really do much during the cavalry battle at all, even though they got high enough points, they soon turn it down. Which, next up, would be that of Tetsu's team, as he and his classmate Shirazu take their places, which puts in more those of Class 1B into the final event. With now, Midnight begins to shuffle all of the names around and who will be placed. First round being that of Izuku versus Shinso. Second round is Sero versus Shoto. Third round is Kaminari versus Shirazu. The fourth round is Hatsune versus Ida. Fifth round is Aoyama versus Mina. Sixth round is Momo versus Tokuyami. Seventh round is Kirishima versus Tetsu. And the eighth round is Ochako versus Bakugo, as all of them are still in the same placement as they would be in canon. As everybody is shocked to see on who they're facing against, while some are basically don't even feel that worried. Then soon Izuku saying, "So, I'm facing against that Shinso guy." Then soon Sheba coming out as the Arabic queen could help but say, prepare yourself, Izuku. The person that you're facing against is somebody that you can't take your guard off of. Then Izuku saying, "What do you mean?" Soon she looking at Shinso saying, "I've seen a future, and one of those futures have you basically getting out of you forfeiting the match. I can't exactly see the reason why, but it has to do with his quirk. Remember what Ojiro and that boy from Class 1B said." Then Izuku putting his fingers together to his chin, before then saying they don't remember what happened throughout the entirety of the event. Then saying, correct. Two things I can bring up. One of those is that he has a mind-altering quirk, a quirk that lets him basically alter people's minds to believe what they want to believe. Possibly they denied working with him. He rewrote their memories to have them actually work with him. But once he removes his quirk from them, it's most likely that they don't remember what happened, which is most unlikely, given that quirks like that are hard to control. So, the most logical one and most understanding one, even for UA, is that he has a mind-controlling quirk. Possibly that they become mindless and basically drones for him. They do what he wants at the simplest level, Because if you've already thought that through, saying, you forget, I'm one of the smartest heroic spirits in the throne of heroes. Not the smartest, but one of the smartest. And besides me loving money more than anything in this world, I prefer a person's intelligence more than I prefer that of gold and money and cash. With then, as you say, now you think about it, and your deduction pretty much makes sense. But what's the trigger to basically cause it? With then soon, Sheba tries to use her clairvoyance once more, saying, "That's the thing. I can't see any further than that. It's like something is blocking me. Unless you're able to get past that mind control, I won't be able to help you through any more of this event." With then Izuku saying, "I appreciate the help, Sheba, but I think I'm good. I don't just want to do this by myself, but I want to do it with all of you by my side as well. However, I also want to fight against everybody equally, and I want to give it my all as well." With then, soon, Nobunaga comes up, as she couldn't help but say, "That's what I like to see from my little bro," patting Izuku on the back entirely, with then Izuku feeling a little bit nervous, saying, "Nobu," saying, "Come on, if you want to give it everything you got, then do so. And if you feel like you're put into a rut, allow us to help you out. Or rather, allow us to, turn into a pseudo-servant. Remember, you still have your fusion magic after all." With then Izuku saying, "Yeah, got it." But within Izuku turning away from that Shinso to Shoto, as then thinking about what almost would happen with Kotaro, with then he can up and say, "Kotaro, we gotta speak privately." With then soon the demon wind ninja couldn't help, still in spirit form, not really looking forward to speaking with his master and brother figure. With during this time, it's now time for the recreational games for everyone who didn't make it to the third round. Well, those in Class 1A and Class 1B, even some from General Studies having a little bit of fun as well. Even the servants even Izuku's servants decided to have a little bit of fun by going to the concessions and also taking place in recreational games, such as Nobunaga and also Sheba working together to grab certain items to bring back to the stadium, alongside those of Class 1B. However, it soon turned from that of a friendly game to a goddamn competition between the two servants who can't stand each other's existence. As it was quite entertaining at first, until the two of them were about to use both of their abilities to hurt each other, which soon Izuku had to step in before things got ugly. As for Sigurd and Odysseus, on the other hand, the two of them actually decided to go outside to the concession stands and see on many of the foods and drinks that are actually there outside of the arena, which many of them couldn't help but actually enjoy seeing them. However, they were drawing quite a bit of attention. Also, Odysseus wasn't in his default armor as well, as he was currently in casual clothes. Unfortunately for Odysseus, his casual clothes is that of a suit and tie, actually. A pure black suit with a red tie, with causing quite a bit of people to, stare at both Sigurd and Odysseus, given that both of them together are quite handsome. Odysseus alone can attract many women. Put him and Sigurd together, you basically got the ultimate chick magnet duo. Unfortunately for all the ladies, especially counting Mount Lady as well, who's working security for UA, she's basically been turned down by both of them, given that both of them are married men after all. as the two began to get some takoyaki, with then soon Sigurd saying, you know, one of us alone could attract a lot of girls. However, both of us, we keep on getting quite a bit of attention here. With then Otis saying, of course, makes sense after all, but I'm not complaining. After all, my heart belongs to one and one person only. With Sigurd saying, I agree with that, Odysseus, as he couldn't help but smirk, with the two just continue eating their takoyaki while still having quite a bit of girls staring at them, with many of the guys around that of concession stands couldn't help but feel somewhat annoyed. Even Deaf Arms and Kamui Woods, looking at Mount Lady, continue staring at them, even though both of them basically turned down her, advances after all together, both at the same time. As for Izuku's remaining 4 servants, such as that of Skyhatch, Nightingale, Medusa, and Kotaro, as Izuku is currently in the infirmary, taking at least a little bit of a nap before his match begins, as he was able to get that of a rundown from that of Ojiro about Shinso's quirk, possibly that his quirk is activated by that of speaking to him. So he has to make sure not to say a single word. Hearing this, Izuku realized that is completely and utterly easy to do, especially given the strict training that he's gone through from that of Skyhatch and Sigurd after all, even Kotaro as well. Basically instilling the mindset that he should only talk in battle when it's necessary. Hearing this, Izuku feels like he has nothing to worry about for the first match. However, it's the second match that truly worries him. Nothing against Sero, but he knows that Todoroki is going to win. And that's why he had a talk to Kotaro 5 minutes earlier before Izuku decided to take a nap to rest. With Izuku speaking to Kotaro, saying, Kotaro, we need to talk about this, saying, why? I'm already aware that you're not going to use me throughout the entirety of this event, especially against Todoroki. So I'm already prepared for that, Izuku. With then Izuku saying, no, actually, I am going to use you against Todoroki. With then hearing this, everybody was shocked. All of Izuku's servants were caught off guard. With then, as for Medusa, she's more curious about what Izuku is planning. With then soon Nobunaga saying, hold up, Izuku. You do know this is Kotaro we're talking about. The only time, yes, he's kind, sweet, and basically a nervous and shy person when he's always been like this. However, you forget that he's one of the most deadliest ninjas during my time. Even this Kotaro, him being the 4th Kotaro, is just as dangerous. With then Izuku saying, I know. However, you want to do this more than anything, Kotaro. I will say this. If you do threaten to kill Todoroki, I will use a command seal to force you to stop. Within Kotaro saying, I know. However, remember, you only have 2 command seals left for me. It's only when you get a good night rest that you'll get your command seals back after all. With then Izuku saying, I know. But even so, you want this because you want to prove to Todoroki that what he's doing is wrong. That holding himself back for himself is wrong. Just like me, right? But then Kotaro, looking at Izuku with his one golden amber eye, within saying, that's only half what I want. Within Kotaro standing up, looking at Izuku, within saying, I want to show him that what his mother did to him was wrong. He basically put his mother on a pedestal, see her as a saint, all because of his hatred for his father. I understand the hatred for a father figure. However, a mother's duty is to protect their child, not hurt them. He basically made it seem like she is victimless. She is a victim. However, she's also the cause of his pain as well. and he needs to know that. After all, a mother's duty is to protect their child, not scar them. With then, soon, all of the servants within Sigurd speaking up, saying, "Let you sure about this, Kotaro?" With then Kotaro looking at Sigurd as he gives him a look, saying that he's serious. Within Sigurd saying, I will allow it." With then soon Scott had saying, "I will too." With then soon Nobunaga saying, "Wait, you guys are serious? But this is..." With then soon Chiba saying, "Fine, if she's gonna complain about it, then I'm in too." With then saying, "Of course you would, you gold digging bitch." With then soon Nightingale also speaking up, saying, I will allow this. If this is what the commander wants and he allowing it, then I will agree with it." Within Odysseus speaking up, saying, "I will go whatever what Izuku wishes. After all, he is our master, and whatever he says goes." With then soon Medusa is the only one not saying anything, saying, my opinion doesn't matter. I'm only here to serve Izuku. Whatever the rest of you all do what you want, as long as it doesn't affect Izuku." With then soon Nobunaga realizing she's the only one out. With then the archer class servant couldn't help but sigh, saying, "Fine, okay, fine." However, if he does go out of control, and if even a command seal doesn't stop him, we will put you down, Fuma. Understand? With then Kotaro having a smile on his face, being the same innocent, kind-hearted boy smile, saying, "I absolutely understand. Truly." With then Izuki saying, "Then I believe in you, Kotaro. Show Todoroki what he's doing is wrong, and show him a better path if you can." With then Kotaro saying, "I will. After all, I see myself too much in him, and it's kind of scary, to be honest. That's why I'm determined to help him. After all, it's what a hero does, right, Izuku?" With Kotaro smiling, with even as his hair soon blows out of his eyes, seeing his amber eyes now with that of a kind and caring look on his face. End of the little flashback, with Kotaro speaking up, saying, "I promise, I won't let him down. I'm going to help Todoroki. I swear it, no matter what." With then soon Medusa saying, "You better, because if you let down Master, you will regret it." With then soon Medusa daring daggers right at Kotaro. With then soon Nightingale coming between the two, saying, Now, nothing. We do not need to fight in an infirmary. And as for that, not only that, I will not be taking part in this event as well." With then soon Sheba saying, "That is a pretty smart plan. You may be one of the most rational berserker class servants, Nightingale, but you're still a berserker. So it'd be best if you didn't break any of the kids' bones. I believe that the only people that could give you a run, that could possibly be that of a challenge for you, is that of Todoroki and Bakugo. Well, maybe Todoroki." With then soon everybody looking at Scott Hatch. With then soon Scott Hatch scoffing, saying, "Bakugo, I will say this. He is skilled. He has great control over his quirk, good combat reflexes, and technique as well. However, there's only one problem that's holding him back even to this day. He has no control over his anger, and when it evolves around Izuku, and even us, he loses all sense of rashness and control, and only focuses on beating us. It's that one value of tunnel vision the only thing that he seeks is victory and utter obliteration of his foes. It's the thing that's going to hold him back. Not only that, when he does rely on others, it's only to validate his own ego and to basically prove that he is superior in one way or another. Honestly, I've trained heroes such as himself, and you know what I do with heroes like him, who I've trained? I break them. I break them of their pride, arrogance, and ego. Nothing wrong with having a little bit of pride in enjoying your own techniques and skill, but when there's too much of it to the point where you basically belittle even the weakest of foes who can possibly even defeat you, well, you see what happens. With then hearing that, soon Kotaro saying, I've been a ninja and assassin ever since I was born. I faced a fair share of people like that as when I committed my kills, even as a child. So to be honest, Bakugo is not really much of a challenge. Todoroki, on the other hand, he's the same way as Bakugo, but in a different way. He is arrogant, self-entitled. He sees himself as the only victim, the only person that has suffered in his life. He doesn't see anyone else that has suffered in a different way. And personally, he sees himself as that of the victim mentality. But on the surface, he doesn't believe that he's a victim. If anything, he believes that his family, that his mother is a victim of his father. And personally, and it's the very reason why he suppresses himself. If he continues having that mindset, it's going to get innocent people killed. He's not being a hero for the right reasons. He's being a hero for the selfish ones. With that, everybody couldn't help but smile at Kotaro's words, except, well, Medusa, of course, not really caring about that kind of stuff. However, everybody looks at Izuku as they all look at Izuku as he may be a naive kid who wants to save everybody, protect the innocent, and do whatever it needs to save others. It is naive. It's also self-destructive as well. However, it's the kind of naivety, the self-passion that actually inspires many of those in that of the Throne of Heroes, and what made them true heroes as well. Hell, if Izuku died today, possibly he would already be part of the Throne of Heroes already, is what many of them think at this very moment. But then, Kotaro getting up as he soon is now in his, well, casual clothes attire, hat and all, but then saying, well, I think I'm going to head out to relax. The sports festival doesn't begin in at least that of the next 30 minutes, right? I want to see how the food here is good, actually. With then soon Nightingale saying, I'll be staying here. With after all, I did say I would help out Recovery Girl during this time, and if anybody needs recovery, I can do it myself. What about the three of you? With then Medusa saying, I'm staying with our master. Somebody needs to protect him. But then Skyhead saying, I will do the same as well. I will protect our master as well. With then soon Nightingale saying, suit yourselves. With then she soon goes back to her seat and begins to look over many of the, well, medical supplies for the infirmary here at the sports festival. With then soon Medusa, for one reason, goes to Izuku's bed and soon sits down next to him, placing her hand on Izuku's hair. With then soon Skyhead saying, so he's already got you in his clutches as well. With then soon Medusa couldn't help but blush, but in that of annoyance, looking back at the queen of the land of shadows. With then soon saying, I haven't fallen for him. All I'm doing is doing my duty as that of a loyal servant who wants to protect their master. Nothing more, nothing less. With then soon, Scott Hatch couldn't help but smirk, saying, "Nothing wrong with that. I mean, we all know, nothing wrong with a servant falling in love with their master. It's been done so many times, it's not even funny anymore." As hearing this, Medusa couldn't help but blush even more from this, given that Scott Hatch is actually telling the truth. To be honest, given all the servant-master relationships that she is aware of and known of, with then, as the Greek abomination monster, composed of 3 sisters, looked down at their somewhat adorable and cinnamon roll greenette master, as Gorgon Medusa couldn't help but smile, looking at Izuku. A couple minutes later, it's now officially time for the final event of the UA Sports Festival, the one-on-one fights to see on who is truly the strongest of the first years, with everybody in the crowd cheering and excited, with then soon Hawks, on the other hand, seeing everything as he saw during that of the obstacle course race, the cavalry battle. Let's just say he got a certain unhappy phone call from those from the Public Hero Safety Commission, with then soon, a couple minutes earlier, within Hawks, and that of a secluded area away from the public and many of the heroes on patrol around the stadium, as the person on the phone saying, "You're supposed to keep an eye on him. Why did you not tell us that he's able to do something like that, Hawks?" With saying, "Listen, I wasn't for sure that he was able to do something like that. Many of the sentient servants that he has are way more powerful than we give them credit for. It seems the more servants he summons, the more powerful they become." With then the person on the line saying, "You're supposed to get him on our side. You've been keeping an eye on him, but now it seems like lately we haven't been able. You seems like you haven't been doing anything to prevent him from growing even more powerful, or convincing him to join us." Within Hawk saying, "Last time I checked, he didn't really have the best light on how to see us, giving us certain agents dumbass threats to a middle schooler turning high schooler after all. Gee, you really think he was going to listen to me just because I'm the number 3 hero? You know it's a public fact that I'm part of the Public Hero Safety Commission, and that I was one of the very first government-sanctioned heroes sponsored by you guys. You really think he was going to trust me that easily just because he's a hero fan nerd?" With then soon on the line, the person can help but sigh, saying, I figured as much, but even so, you have something to do. You have a duty to the Public Hero Safety Commission. Your job is either to recruit him and get Midoriya to join us, or eliminate him before he becomes a threat to society. Do I make myself clear, Hawks? These words come straight from the president herself. With then soon, Hawks can help but basically clench his fist under his gloves, with then saying, "Yeah, I got it. I absolutely do. But I will tell you this. If I do attempt to eliminate him, and he does go rogue and becomes a villain, let's just say we just created one of the most powerful villains besides from All For One in this generation. Just let you know. Got it? And it won't be on my head. It will be on yours for giving me those stupid orders." With then soon, he's saying, "What did you?" With then hanging up, he soon couldn't help but put his phone in his pocket, before then raising up his wings, creating one of his feather blades, and then slicing it onto the wall in that of anger and annoyance. With then saying, Is the kid right? Am I truly on the good guy's side? I'm only doing this for my mother. So why? Why do I feel like I'm the one being the bad guy here? It's bad enough that I'm being blackmailed by the kid, because I'm pretty sure him and his little quirk still has the video recordings from our little first interactions when I was snooping around his house. Now I have to deal with Now I have to deal with the possibility that the Hero Public Safety Commission may use somebody else to kill him. Possibly not even in that of a sanctioning good way. Hell, there could be even a chance that they might even bring back my old senpai as well, Lady Nagant, out of Tartarus just to kill somebody else, but doubted that she will. Hell, she'll probably kill them before they even have a chance to even ask her. Then, soon, Hawks couldn't help but sigh, saying, "What is this world coming to? The hell is happening?" Then, getting out of that little memory flashback, soon the first event of the UA Sports Festival is about to begin, as the first match between that of Izuku Midoriya versus Hitoshi Shinso. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So, what did you guys think of this chapter? This was more of a R&R chapter, to be honest. I never really had much of a chapter for the servants to just relax. It's always mostly Izuku training to get stronger, some fighting against somebody else, classmates, villains, all that. And also that of, well, political intrigue and all, political manipulation and all that as well. But now I just wanted to do a little bit of an R&R chapter and a somewhat relaxed chapter too. So mostly to bring up the other dynamics with the other servants as well. Like, for example, the hatred between that of Sheba and Nobunaga, of course. Both Sigurd and also Odysseus having a somewhat of a bromance, given that they're both the married men of the group after all. Kotaro basically, well, motivated to help Todoroki get out of his, well, self-destructive rut. And also the thing that a lot of you have been complaining about anyway. Who the hell is Izuku paired with in this damn what if? And it's pretty damn obvious through the past couple of parts if you guys haven't seen it. I mean, come the hell on. It's with his damn servants, for Christ's sake. Ugh. This is what I get for trying to be subtle. Any rate, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Keep up to date with my videos when I upload on the channel. Also, check out my Discord, gaming channel, side channel, and Patreon. All link in the description below. So with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later guys, hope you all take care. Finish it off, my beloved Shiro.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!